Alright, it has been a while since I did this rank up, and I feel like it's finally time I reveal rank 4 Mole Man to y'all. So yeah, this character obviously is my favorite champion in this game, and no one comes close to it. And as I was talking, he just wiped out this void in about 11 seconds. So that should set the tone of just how crazy powerful rank 4 Mole Man is, especially in Alliance War, when you can like fully deck out this character and really see his full potential. Because I think in general, Mole Man is like one of the strongest skill champions in the game, but when it comes to Alliance War, he is just flat out the best in the game, because these fight times are absolutely like unfair. Like that void, again, 14 seconds. Now we have this steady build up spot, which should be no problem. Mole Man is the best counter in my opinion to steady build up unblockable, because whenever he is properly invested into, and you have stand your ground maxed out or like at 4 out of 5, he can block any unblockable attack in the game. So this node is pretty much a nothing burger for this champion. And then you do like the 23-second fight time. It's just a bit silly, but I love Mole Man. Like I said, he's my favorite champion in this game, and even though he's my favorite, I will definitely have my complaints about this character. And my biggest complaint is the fact that it is so hard to make showcases of this champion because his fight time is literally too good. Because I think that like I have a showcase ready, then I check the fight time and it's like, oh, it's only been 5 minutes of gameplay because this man is just that fast versus those 10 fights. Like right here we have this null and the fight is going by so quickly. It was a 25-second fight. Like, it is impossible to record these Mole Man showcases because he is too fast for this game, man. Especially at the rank 4 level, when the majority of the time he is punching down, but even punching at equal ranks, he is still like one of the fastest champions in this game. So yeah, now we have this power snack null. This is a mini boss fight, and you can't tell it's a mini boss fight because look how fast it is. And also we have the power back boost active for this fight, and the power back boost did get a nerf, which is unfortunate, but it really didn't affect Mole Man that much since he still gains like the whole 1 bar power back, and then he can just spam it again. There I get a bit lucky, I do admit, but it doesn't matter. It's still a 30-second fight. And yeah, this dude is absolutely terrorizing the Alliance War map right now. Yeah, now we have Hazard Shift, which is path 9. He's usually a path 4 character, but once he's rank 4, he can really extend like beyond just path 4 and like, other mini bosses. He can take like path 9, he can do like, the hazard shift mini bosses as well. The ceiling for rank 4 Mole Man is pretty much non-existent, especially in Alliance War where you have like access to boosting, and like this is the best place to use like any boost in the game. Of course, he is great for story content. I'm gonna save most of that for a different video, like a bigger showcase. This is just like an introduction and a bit of like an Alliance War showcase where I think he is at his best. But I also have some Ordeal gameplay later on in this video where he is just like absolutely phenomenal for that as well. And like I said, he's just so powerful, and like his ceiling just does not exist. And that's why I think he is one of the best rank 4 skill options. But I've shown you a lot of bursty fights, but now I want to show you like a different fight. This is a hazard shift null, pretty scary matchup for most champions obviously, and this is a matchup where Mole Man like takes it a bit slower because there is feat of indestructible, there is a hazard shift to play around, and I think all in all it's a pretty good Mole Man fight. And like he handles it very, very well, despite him being usually a bursty character and feat of indestructible trying to lock down that burst. It just doesn't work because he still does really, really well. So here he dropped the SP2, and yeah, incredible damage right there. And the matchup is essentially over, but like I said, we did have to slow it down a little bit, and we did that pretty successfully because if necessary, he can slow down the pace and still perform very, very well in that matchup, which he did right here. And yeah, so like he's good. Like, he's just a good champion. He can slow down the pace. He can, you know, do a bursty matchup like this one right here. Like, any way you want it, Moleman just has it, which is very, very fun. Now we have the Spider-Ham fight. It's a quick one. He usually is a very, very fast option for Spider-Ham. And yeah, like, this right here is just not fair, dude. Like, the matchup just goes by so quickly. It was under 20 seconds, which isn't even surprising for this champion at this point. Now we have the Shocker, who is my nemesis. I do not like this champion at all. I hate fighting Shocker, so this feels very, very good to get like any sort of revenge on him. And yeah, this is Poison and Rupture. Moleman is immune to neither, but he does have access to a ton of physical resistance, which does come into play in this matchup. And yeah, it's a very interesting one for sure. You know, Shocker, he can be very dangerous at times, but I had faith in Moleman. Even though I suck at fighting Shocker, I was like, you know what, this should be okay. There I get the frenzy triggered, and now it's time to start doing our damage. And here I'm like, you know what, screw it, let's just go in, do as much damage as we can, and the matchup's done. Because, you know, that damage output, you just cannot beat it, bro. It is so powerful, and there you go, like a 30-second takedown. And yeah, like, now we're in the Ordeal, just like 2 quick fights here to end off the video. And I do mean quick fights because, you know, he is a bursty champion, but if necessary, he can do these long fights, and he does them very, very well. Like this Dr. Doom, he does incredibly well, is one of the best options for it. Like, this is I think a minute and something in fight time, which is very, very good for these health pools, right? These health pools are some of the highest in the game, and like paired with these really tough nodes, if you can do an Ordeal fight, you are a pretty good champion. And Moleman does multiple Ordeal fights, so that does, you know, paint a picture that is worth 1,000 words. But yeah, this is just like awesome, dude. You know, it's my favorite champion in the game, and he is just absolutely crushing it still. And you know, sometimes you have like a falling out with your favorite, you find other characters, and like you're just like, oh, I like these guys a bit more. But no, not with Moleman, not with me at least, because yeah, Moleman is still my favorite by far. He will always be my favorite character, and like I would not change a thing about this champion. Because I think he's perfect, you know, even like with that nerf that he got, I think he is still a perfect character, and I wouldn't change a single thing about him, because just look at him, dude. Look at this performance, look at this fight time, it is incredible. That was 1 minute and 16 seconds. That is insane for Ordeal. And now we have this Mcoc fight, and this does give you a bit of a hint of what the old Moleman was like, because this is the gentle synergy in play. And what that does is, actually, you know what, it's been in play like this whole entire time, but this is like what it looks like versus an auto block character such as Mcoc. So what the gentle synergy does is whenever you enter frenzy, you get a true accuracy buff for like I think 14 seconds. And the old Moleman back in the day, he would get that buff, or like he would have true accuracy still at all times, even in frenzy. That was of course changed eventually, which is you know, I'm over it, I don't care. I think he's still a phenomenal character. I think he is still a top 5 skill champion, and I think he's a top 3 skill rank 4 option, given like, you know, his role in the game as a bursty character, and like, you know, those characters wanting to have like that extra damage output, because for like Moleman especially, it does make them even more viable for like those higher health pools, which he's not supposed to be good for, but he actually is insanely good for still, because, you know, this character, he just defies all odds. He is just that powerful in my opinion. And yeah, in this matchup we have had true accuracy throughout all of it, and it's pretty much made this Mcoc fight a joke. I get hit very often, but that's okay, because Moleman Man can tank it because he has a lot of health, he has a lot of physical resistance, he is a pretty beefy champion. So like you pair that with his insane damage output and it's like, you know, he's just that good. So yeah, this matchup is coming to a close, so now I can just yap about whatever to end the video. And yeah, I just want to say, like, you know, I forgot if I said it already in this video, but I'll say it again because I don't care. It's just like really awesome to have your favorite character at rank 4, and like he is representing my channel, he is representing my account because he is the highest rank possible. And like I wouldn't change a thing, I wouldn't rank him down. I think he is like one of the best rank 4s to do. If you have a Mole Man, I would suggest that you rank for him, or like at least consider it, especially if you do Alliance War, especially if you just want to, like, you know, have fun with this game, because he will make you have fun in this game. He is incredibly fun to play. You know, the two character dynamic, you just don't really see that in Mcoc, and I feel like it is done best by Mole Man and Giganto Jr. But I did say that, like, you know, if you have him, you should rank him up. That's one of my issues with this champion. It is his exclusivity. I hate it so much because if you don't know, he is still locked behind the Omega Days, you know, the Omega Days like jail cell, because yeah, they haven't added him and like the other ones to the basic crystal, and that irks me so much because, like, even as a person that spent 36,000 units to max out this character on day 1, I am begging Kabam to add him to the basic crystal already, because it goes beyond just, like, you know, me wanting him there. I just want people to enjoy him, right? And it's hard for people to do that when they don't have easy access to getting him as a 7-star champion, because once like the majority community gets him as a 7-star, I feel like people will realize just how insane this character is, and like my video wouldn't be necessary to showcase his power because, you know, people would have him. But that's not the case since he is still locked behind the Omega Days for some reason. I hate it so much, and I want people to, like, you know, get easier access to this character because he's just that powerful. You know, once you have him, he is like a top 3 skill option, probably a top 3 skill champion in general these days, man. He is just that powerful for the important things. But yeah, Mole Man, you know, I love him to bits. He's still my favorite champion by far. No one's ever gonna replace him as my favorite character. Like, even as like I grow older, I find different characters to enjoy, he is still number 1, and that's why it is so special making these Mole Man videos, and why I want to space out my Mole Man content to post like tens of Mole Man videos, you know. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on rank 4 Mole Man, and yeah, that's about it for me.